School's a dragging all, but I'm actually looking forward to this class on the immune system today.
What a nerd. What's so special about the immune system?
The immune system is rad. It helps you not get sick when you get an injury or an infection.
Not exactly, but you're on the right track. Today's lesson is about the innate immune system. Here's your assignment due tomorrow.
I got a gnarly paper cut.
That sucks. Well, Mr. Teacher, if the innate immune response is as cool as you say it is, explain to me what's going on with her hand.
Well, I could explain it to you, but wouldn't you like it much better if I showed you? How about we take a ride on the magic school bus?
Yay!
School bus. Step inside, it's a wild ride. Come on, ride on the magic school bus.
So class, first thing you got to know about the innate immune response is that there are several different cells that carry out the majority of the work. They are macrophages, dendritic cells, and neutrophils. It looks like the bacteria entered through Brooks' paper cut. The bacteria can't stay in the body, so fighter cells work together to remove the bacteria.
Holy smokes, what is that crazy cell that's coming?
That's a macrophage. As soon as the bacteria enter, the macrophage recognizes the bacteria and starts to engulf them. On the surface of the macrophage, there are many receptors that bind to certain molecules on the surface of the bacteria. For instance, there are mannose receptors, glucan receptors, scavenger receptors, LPS receptors, CR3, and TLRs. When molecules on the surface of the bacteria bind to the proper receptor that it recognizes, it signals for the macrophage to engulf the bacteria through the receptor-mediated endocytosis.
Whoa, what's that macrophage releasing?
Those are cytokines and chemokines. Once the macrophage recognizes the bacteria, it starts releasing these. We can see cytokines, IL-6, IL-1 beta, and TNF-alpha being released to help with inflammation in the cut. There are also some that recruit in the help of other cells to fight the infection. There's IL-12, which can activate NK cells, and chemokine CXCL8 that leads to neutrophils and basophils to the site of the infection.
What's that thing coming right at us?
Don't worry, kids. That's only a dendritic cell. It won't hurt you. The dendritic cell will also undergo receptor-mediated endocytosis. The dendritic cells the same receptors as the macrophage. Once the bacteria is phagocytosed, the bacteria is broken down, and the bits of protein from the bacteria will now be inserted into the MHC class II antigen, presenting protein.
Where's the dendritic cell going?
The dendritic cell will travel via the afferent pathway within the lymph vessels until it reaches a lymph node. In the lymph node is where the MHC class II will present the antigen to CD4 T helper cells, which activates the adaptive immune response. That's weird. I don't see any neutrophils. They should have been released from the bone marrow because of the IL-6, IL-1, and TNF-alpha. Oh, there it is. It's on its way. The neutrophils have been released by the bone marrow, and they are now circulating through the blood vessels. The vascular endothelial cells near the site of infection have expressed surface adhesion molecules because of the chemokines and cytokines. The adhesion molecules can be expressed on both the vascular endothelial cells and the neutrophil. The neutrophil will roll along the vascular endothelial cells because of the CD34 and the L-selectin interacting. In order for the neutrophil to stop rolling, the adhesion molecules of LFA1 and ICAM1 need to interact and bind with each other. Once the right orientation is obtained and the neutrophil has stopped rolling, the CXCL8 receptor on the neutrophil will bind to the CXCL8 chemokine, allowing for a tighter interaction between the LFA1 on the neutrophil and the ICAM1. The neutrophil will be able to now move through two neighboring cells of the blood vessel wall. There's the neutrophil. The neutrophils have similar phagocytic receptors to those of macrophages and dendritic cells. The neutrophils are specialized killing cells. They have two types of granules that can fuse with the bacteria, azurophilic granules and specific granules. The neutrophil will then inactivate the molecules within the phagosome so there is no damage to the host cells when the neutrophil dies. The neutrophil will undergo apoptosis because a mature neutrophil cannot produce more granules. The macrophage will phagocytose the neutrophil after it dies.
Aw, poor neutrophil.
It's okay, that's what's supposed to happen. There are plenty of other neutrophils out there to help fight in the infection. Well, students, we learned a lot about the innate immune response system and how macrophages, dendritic cells, and neutrophils all work together. Now let's head back to the magic school bus and go back to class.